Hey friends, so today I want to show you guys the associative property. I've had a couple of people ask about doing math and if I can explain it. So here we go. Please excuse the fire trucks in the background. So associative property is basically an idea and concept that is pretty much used throughout math as it relates to addition and multiplication. And you will also see it when it comes to algebra or pre-algebra. The idea of associative property is that changing the grouping doesn't really change the answer. So for example, when we're doing addition, you can totally group the add-ins, but it's not going to change the sum. And the way that you do that is simply by testing this concept and plugging it in. So the easiest way to remember the formula for addition associative property would be A plus B plus C equals A plus B plus C. And then you group them with the parentheses. So we have example problems, which are 19 plus 7 plus 3. So we're going to group them. So our A plus B would be 19 plus 7. Then our plus C would be our plus 3. Well, 19 plus 7. When we add this together, we're going to get 26. Now we're going to do plus 3. Okay, well, 26 plus 3, we all know to be 29. And that's my little 29 there. Now let's say I want to test this and see if this is right. Then I'm going to do this side of the associative property. So then now I'm going to have my A as, again, 19, but it's on the outside of the parentheses, plus the grouping, which will be 7 plus 3. Well, I'm going to start with the parentheses first. We know that 7 plus 3 is 10. And now I'm going to add 19 to the 10. And this turns out to be the same thing, 29, 29. Now, as it relates to the associative property for multiplication, what you're still going to do on this side, very similar, is that you're going to group the factors. So this formula simply is A times B times C equals A times B times C. And as you can see, it's grouped. So we have 7 times 5 times 3. Our A times B in the grouping would be the 7 times 5. Outside of that, we're going to do the times 3. You have 7 times 5. We know this to be 35. We're going to multiply the 3 to that. Well, if you're doing mental math and if you're a child, I would usually like to tell my children to start with the back end. So 3 times 5, we know is 15. We're going to carry the 1. 3 times 3, we know is 9. With that 1, it's going to be 10. Now, if they want to test it, again, you're going to do this side of the associative property. So outside, you have your 7. Now, in the grouping, you have 5 times 3. We know that 5 times 3 is 15. We're going to multiply that 7. Again, we multiply mental math in our head. We know that 5 times 7 is going to be 35. Carry that 3. We know that 7 times 1 is 7 plus the 3. That's 10. And this is how you do the associative property as it relates to addition and multiplication.